our body. And what is that? It's oxidation. Every day we walk around, we breathe things that we call free radicals, which damage our body, which make our body rust, which destroys it. That's oxidation. And that's what we want to prevent. And that's what an antioxidant is for. And the prevention that we want to have is for vital components, vital stuff in our body. We have a lot of stuff in our body that's not really that vital, like nails or hair or stuff like that. But we have a lot of very valuable components. DNA, protein, certain fats, your brain, your eyes, organs. Those are the things you want to protect for that damaging oxidation. And the oxidation is incurred to it by free radicals. That's the key. To me, what an antioxidant is. Natural source, helping our body, inhibit the oxidation of vital components against free radical damage. That's what it is. Well, immediately the question comes, so why do we need that? Because, I'm healthy, I'm eating an apple every day. In Ireland, I'm drinking my Guinness every day. I have no need for protection. That's what a lot of people think, because I'm living healthy. I'm running a marathon every day. Why should I have extra protection? Well, there's a lot of reasons why we need to have that today, particularly today. Because 50 years ago, 100 years ago, we may not have needed it that much, but today we do. And that's because of our lifestyle, and it's because of the environment we live in. I'll give you a couple of examples. We have a lot of things coming every day into our body that are part of that free radical family. This is what you see here is a tractor putting pesticides or other dangerous chemicals on stuff that we later are going to eat. That is a problem, because those chemicals are free radicals in itself, or can be turned into free radicals by normal bodily processes. So, that's what happens today. We eat a lot of bad stuff coming out of our environment into our body, and that has a big effect on food quality. Food is not the same as it used to be. You may know that from your own experience. This guy is selling watermelons, and I'm not sure, but that's not how a watermelon should look, right? And of course, maybe he did something strange to it, but also things you cannot see in our food has changed, right? Does anybody have an own garden? Does anybody grows? You grow your own vegetables? Yeah. What do you grow? Potatoes and carrots and tomatoes, right? Now, let's pick out the tomatoes. We just talked about the pizza already. Tomatoes. Your tomatoes and the ones you buy at Lidl. Are they different? Completely different. What's the difference?
Taste, color, everything.
Taste, color, everything. Shape?
Different shape.
They're not so perfect as in the shop. Okay. Well, he touches upon very important things. Taste, color, not so much shape, but taste and color are antioxidants. And they're no longer in a tomato because we grow them so fast using so many different ways of production that you find at the Aldi or the Lidl or the Waitrose or the Tesco or all these shops. I'm from Holland, as I told you. We grow a lot of tomatoes in big glass houses. And in Germany, we sell a lot of those tomatoes to Germany. They call them Wasserbomben. Does anybody know and speak a bit German? Water bombs. That's what they call them. Because that's what it is. It's a round ball with a bit of a red color and water inside. There's no taste. That's completely different as it used to be 50 or 100 years ago. And that causes a lot of problems. Let's think about the prostate cancer again. I know a little bit about that. That's why I picked the example. Selenium, for example. In Florida, they did a research where the selenium content in the floor and in the soil is no longer where it used to be. And that has a problem in higher incidences of prostate cancer because selenium protects you against prostate cancer. Simple one fact, but there are many like those happening around us. And then we have food we've dealt with, then lifestyles. Are we too heavy maybe? Are there any heavy people in the UK? Yeah? There are not many heavy people here, but are there many heavy people in the UK? Yes, there are. And in all Western world, it starts earlier and earlier, right? This is a picture from a well-known restaurant that is taken in the US, and I'm not a medical doctor, but I don't think this kid has a good, healthy life in front of him. Because if it starts like that, it's going to be very difficult to have a completely different, healthy lifestyle after that. And don't let your kids grow up like that because they're not going to have a healthy future. It's just my advice. But it's a huge impact on our health society because being overweight means that you have extra high metabolism going on, meaning that you need an extra strong need for antioxidants. That's a problem. Do we drink too much? Do people like beer in the UK? Yeah? Anybody like, who's a beer lover? You're a beer lover. No. I've talked about the tomatoes already. That lady, you're a beer lover? How many beers do you drink per day? Not that much, but you're a beer lover. Well, I know a lot of people that say, you know what, I love beer so much, but I know it's not good for me. I'm going to drink just 1 beer a day, and that's my limit. That's what I'm saying. Right? That's what people think. It's that's you. That's what okay, that's you, she says. Well, another lifestyle issue that we have, exercise. We know that exercise is good for you. We heard Randy speak about his vigorous daily exercise routine just to keep him healthy. Many people do exercise. Yes, a lot of more and more people do that because they believe it's important. But this is a picture from America, and you know, it's. And I just learned that lady here was from America originally, and you know, yes, I want to do exercise. I'm going to spend money on it. But I'm not going to take the stairs inside. I'm going to, take the escalator because, for heaven forbid, I'm taking too many steps. That's the society we live in today, and that has a problem. We're doing things that are unhealthy. So hopefully I made a bit of a case to you why we're not probably making the best healthy lifestyle choices. Some of it is our own fault, choices we make. Some of it is not our own fault because of the food production that we're faced with today. It's just a fact of life. We're living in a society which is completely different than 100 years ago. And constantly we're being bombarded with dangerous free radicals, and that's why we need antioxidants. Now, I'm going to show you the power of prevention in one slide, how I believe it to be, why prevention is so much more important and so much more effective in maintaining overall health than, for example, pharmaceuticals or pills or medication. And I illustrate that because of the curve of life. Now, I have here a curve, and this is age, and that is life quality. Can you come over here? Maybe you could help me with this. So, this is I'm going to show you a curve of your life. Maybe you face the audience. Yeah, yeah, people start in and they're going to start looking at this. They need some media training. So this is your curve. Do you have an interesting life? Yeah? You have fun activities you do every day? Okay, good. Well, for scientists, your life looks like this. That's typically how science looks on your life. It starts with a life quality of pretty much 0 when you were still wearing diapers, remember? Somebody else had to change your diapers every day, a couple of times a day. It quickly went up, and it reached your maximum potential when you were about 30, 32. Yay! You haven't reached that. You did? Okay. It's all down. And then, you know, after your 30th year of life, your life quality starts to easily, gradually go down. Remember, over here, you got a bit of a knee problem. Huh? Remember that? Remember that? Yeah? And your back started to hurt a little bit, right? That was here. And then your hair started to fall out. And that was right? So, slowly it's going down. And what you will notice, to 60, 70, it's going faster and faster all the time. And on average, people live 60, 76 years, I believe, in Western Europe. That's when you die, right? That's, well, you may have an interesting life, but that's how it looks in scientific terms, right? Good. So you go to a doctor when you're sick, right? So you don't go to a doctor over here because then you have great health. You go to a doctor over here when you have a health problem. And the doctor gives you, today in our Western world, typically drugs, right? That's what we do as doctors. And it helps so you have a little bit of life extension. A little bit more years to your already interesting life. That is traditional pharmaceutical intervention. Traditional pharmaceutical intervention. You have a disease, you have a problem, you go to a doctor, you get a pill, and you get a little bit of effect. Why? Because you start late in that curve. Prevention is different. You are drinking Monovi, right? Yeah. So you start today. You don't wait until you have this certain disease. The effect of prevention is so much bigger because simple the fact is that you start before you have that disease. Today, when you're still healthy. And that means you have a lot more overall increase in life quality and in life quantity, added years to your life overall. That's the power of prevention. Thank you very much. It's very simple. It's a very simple message. You start today, and you don't have a disease yet, in order to prevent things from happening later in your life. So where do these free radicals come from? I already showed you a couple of examples, but I want to explain to you what it actually is. Now, this is science. I'm hoping you have a little bit of open mindset here, so I can show you. I'll explain it a little bit as simple as possible. These are important molecules in your body, like a DNA molecule. And sometimes when you breathe in those dangerous chemicals, or you eat those pesticides, or you do some other stuff, what can happen is that one of these molecules breaks apart because of a reaction from outside. And when that happens, a molecule splits. And that means it's not stable anymore, because a molecule likes to be together, like a husband and a wife, right? If they split because of a free radical, these things get very hot, as we say in chemistry terms. They are very energetic. They need to get rid of their energy. And they do that by attacking other molecules in our body. And by doing that, that one turns very hot and reactive. And before you know it, you have many free radicals floating through your body. That's a simple explanation of the damage of free radicals. It starts with one. One gets split. One gets hot, energetic, and it attacks others in your body. And before you know it, you have a big pool of free radicals causing all sorts of damage. So what is that damage? It comes from environmental pollution, breathing in chemicals that we face every day. I mean, this is a nice picture here, but do you think those plants here that's going to end up on my plate later have very healthy components in it? You know, antioxidants in plants, a tomato doesn't put antioxidants in them to benefit you. It does so to protect itself, right? It does so to protect itself. So if we bombard our crops with free radicals because of this, it's going to use those antioxidants to protect itself, the fruit. And by the time we eat it, it's going to be depleted. That's a fact of life again. You can see it if you have an apple. If you cut an apple open, you put it on the table, what's going to happen? It's going to turn brown, right? That is an oxidation reaction. And if you have a healthy apple, it takes much longer for a crappy apple. An apple that has been exposed to a lot of free radicals during its growth. That's a simple test. You can see if there's a lot of free radicals in fresh fruit. Smoking, these things react fast or slow. Smoking is I hope not many of you smoke, although I saw a few people outside running in the break to the outside to get a little smoke. It's very dangerous because, well, you know that, I don't need to educate that, but it's the free radicals that you breathe in, you bombard your body with. If you smoke, you need extra protection, a lot of extra protection in the form of Manavia acai juice. Sunlight, we know that. We can get, for example, skin cancer because of excessive sunlight, which is a direct relationship with overexposure to free radicals. This is an interesting one, excessive metabolism. I put here a runner here because, believe it or not, running a marathon every day is probably not that healthy for you either. I mean, moderate exercise, yes, keeping your body in shape. But overdoing it, like running a marathon every day, is going to excessively stimulate your metabolism, and metabolism has a side effect that it causes free radicals as well. So when you do a lot of sport, which is good, don't stop doing it, but use extra protection, use extra antioxidants, drink more Manavia juice. It's a good argument not to run a marathon every day, actually. I tell that to my wife. I said, well, sorry, I mean, I can't. It's bad for my free radicals. Bad eating habits, I don't have to talk to you about that. Virus infections. And we're faced more and more with strange virus infections we never seem to have heard about 10 years ago. Sometimes in China, sometimes in Russia and Germany. A couple of months ago, there was this big EHEC problem that was some kind of fruit and some kind of dangers causing us. It really drains our antioxidant potential that we have in our body, and we're faced with it almost every day as well. What are typical problems that you all know and you're all going to be encountering, or in your friends or family or your surroundings, that come from free radical damage? Well, you can simply look at some data again, which tells you something what's changing in our life and our health. Look about 200-300 years ago. people didn't live 60, 70, 80 years. They only lived average 45 years in the Middle Ages, for example, right? 1600. They lived about 45 years of age. And they died of typically infections. That was the major cause of death. Tuberculosis, for example, other types of infections. And now we know how to deal with infections, but now we have completely different problems. We live to be 75 years or older, and we don't die of tuberculosis anymore, but we die of degenerative diseases, like cancer, which is a good example. Slowly accumulating damage in all those years that we lived cause a completely different set of problems. Cancer is a serious one, but for example, skin problems or cardiovascular problems also have a relationship with free radicals, slowly collecting that damage through your whole life. This is a lady, Jeanne Calment. She's French. When this picture was taken, 120 years old. And she died when she was 122. She died, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago. If you Google her name, do that. It's very interesting, because when she was 121, she recorded a CD. I'm not sure that she was actually aware that she was being recorded, but there is a beat music behind it and she makes some sounds. And that's popular for people buy that in France, I don't know. But the message here is that she lived so long that she had so much collective damage. She didn't have a good quality of life anymore. Right? She was blind, she had advanced Alzheimer, there was almost nothing functioning anymore on her, which is a shame. It's not a high quality of life, but it illustrates very well that the longer you live, the more damage you collect from free radicals in your health. Here are some examples. DNA, very clear, very widely known and accepted example of free radical damage. Splitting DNA molecules can cause cancer. It's a big relationship between free radicals, damage, and cancer. Not all cancers are caused by free radicals, but there's a big relationship because our body knows how to repair damage from free radicals to DNA, but if we overdo it, if we don't have constant protection, we may run into the situation that we develop a cancerous lesion. Eyes, another problem with free radicals. You see that disease here, cataract. I've studied a bit of cataract in my research years. You have proteins in your lens. They have excessive sunlight exposure the whole day. It gets damaged. And if your body repairs it adequately, perfect. But if it doesn't, it cannot do it anymore because it doesn't have enough antioxidants. You can develop, for example, cataracts, which is simply a free radical destruction of the proteins in your lens. Cardiovascular disease, atherosclerosis. And you have lipids in your body, fat floating in your body. Some fat is bad, but some fat is good as well. If it gets destroyed because of free radicals, you can start blocking your arteries. Atherosclerosis, which is the #1 leading cause of death in our world. Dying because of a heart attack or other problems with your heart. Direct relationship with free radical damage. Skin, maybe not so serious, but if it's constantly bombarded, your skin loses its flexibility and its ability to look healthy and radiant again. So everyday examples of problems with free radicals. As I told you, it's a job together with your body. Our body is well equipped to protect itself against these problems, provided we help it every day. So what does our body do to protect itself? Well, we have something called oxidative stress protection. We get it from our food, all kinds of antioxidants that we eat every day, different kinds, vitamins, minerals, flavonoids, catechins, difficult names, but all kinds of different components from different plant sources. And we have enzymatic antioxidants in our body, things that we call SOD or catalase, you don't have to remember that, but it's proteins that constantly work to prevent damage and to repair damage that has been inflicted on our body because of free radicals. Message is, our body knows what to do, but help it. Make sure it is well equipped by filling up your antioxidant stores so that it can really do their job. And another key message is, it's not just one thing you need to get. Like, there are people that say, I take every day 10 grams of vitamin C, vitamin C is one of the antioxidants, very good. But it's not one thing, it's not that single molecule. Because vitamin C is good for one specific free radical, but you have so many different. What you need to do is have all these different kind of free radicals. Vitamin C, antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin E, OPCs, flavonoids, because in your body, they all work together in rendering free radicals harmless. So the message is, don't get an isolated antioxidant, but get it in its natural form. Acai juice is a great product because it has all these different antioxidants blended, as nature intended, I believe, in one product. And you get a lot of these things at the same time when you drink that product. So key message, take a mixture of antioxidants. It's all about balance in your body. In a healthy situation, you're faced with free radical damage. We know that's a fact of life. We can't prevent it. But we have, in a balanced way, enough antioxidants to counteract them. If you have a bad lifestyle, you have more free radicals coming towards you, your balance may get out of balance. You may develop diseases or other health problems. Key then is to fill up the stores again so that your balance is restored. It's a very simple message. It's a very simple message, but we just have to realize that we're faced with it every day and that we need that extra antioxidant protection. But how do you know which one to take? How do you test different antioxidants? Well, maybe you've seen in the literature of Manavi a thing called ORAC. Have you heard about that? ORAC? ORAC test. I've done many of them. I know how it works, and I want to explain to you in very simple terms how it works so that you can understand what you actually do when you measure an ORAC value. You take a test tube, and in the test tube you put a protein, just any protein, in solution in water. And then you add free radicals to it, to the test tube. What's going to happen? Well, the free radicals are going to destroy the protein. So what you're going to see is that the concentration of the protein goes down over time, simply because you've added free radicals. Now you're going to do something different. You're going to do the same thing, but you add also antioxidants, the ones you want to test. When you do that, you're going to see that the protein is going to be protected a little bit longer because of the presence of the antioxidants before it starts to go down. And that time, extra time you get, determines how strong an antioxidant is. If you have a very good one, the protein is going to be protected for a long time before it starts to decay. If you have a bad antioxidant, it's a very short protection time. That's a simple explanation of the ORAC test. And that allows you to rank all the antioxidants we have to our availability. We've done that. In fact, other people have done that. The USDA, which is a government association in the United States, they've measured hundreds and hundreds of different natural sourced antioxidants and fruits and berries and vegetables, and made a complete list of the antioxidant strength. You go online here, you can find it yourself. It's a US American site from the government.
ars.usda.gov.
And there you can find everything you need to know on antioxidant. And I've selected only a few comparable berries to the acai out of that complete list. This is the result. Acai, freeze-dried powder that we use in Manavi, is the best measured. It's the highest measured antioxidant value in this report. I challenge you, go online, find it. You find nothing which is coming close to the antioxidant protection. That's a key message because it means the product Manavi, the acai berry juice, has a great potential of protecting us in very different ways because it is not only acai, it's 19 different fruit juices combined in it, right? That helps you with getting the variety of antioxidants you need. But it's also a very strong mix of antioxidants. There's independent research proving that effectiveness of Manavi juice. Now, how much do you need? How much do I need to drink? Well, it depends completely on your own personal situation, obviously. But the USDA, the government the agency I just showed you, talks about 3,000 to 5,000 units of ORAC you need per day. That's roughly on average, which is going to give you protection adequately for our everyday society and everyday environments we live in. Unfortunately, on average in Western Europe, we take about 1,000 because of our not very healthy eating. So there's a big gap in what we should eat and what we actually eat. And there's where Manavi juice can play a very important role because 100 milliliter already provides you 4,000 to 5,000 units. That's what you need to fill that gap and to even top it up even further. I mean, there's no limit here to what you can consume. There are certain things that not more is better automatically. But when it comes to antioxidant protection, there is no upper limit really. So there is no concern in terms of safety. It's just better if you drink more. But 100 milliliter gives you what you need in terms of advice from the USDA government agency. It's a very strong, very effective antioxidant protection. I see a couple of unique features. As I said to you, I've dealt with antioxidants a lot, but Monavie has a couple of unique things which you need to know, I think. First of all, it's a unique blend of phytonutrients, antioxidants. A blend is important. Not just one, you need a mixture. And because of its 19 fruit juices combined, you have a mixture. You allow your body to work together in rendering free radical harmless. Very important, it has a uniquely preserved potency. Randy talked about flash glancing technology. Extremely important, because if you would boil this juice and you would drink it, then it would do nothing for you, because the heat destroys the antioxidants. Yeah. You need to be very careful with this juice. And the best thing to go is actually to go to Brazil and stand next to this tree, pick it and eat it. It's the best thing. But this is the second best thing. It's the second best thing. Uniquely preserved, high potency. Every bottle has this high ORAC value because of the careful way it's been processed before it ends up in the bottle. And finally, extremely high ORAC, what you need. Those are the three unique selling points that I would see behind Monavie acai juice. It's one word, protection. It's a protection you need by simply consuming 100 or more of milliliters every day of this product. So, what else? An empty sheet. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk to you a few more minutes. I've talked to you already maybe a half hour or so. And I'm talking to you about a few thoughts I have when I evaluate a product or a company proposal. And I think it's important to share it with you. Maybe it's not your decision-making process, but to me it is. As an independent scientist, I'm kind of looking at different opportunities, different products, different inventions. And I've seen many of them, as you can believe. And to me it comes down to this simple acronym, TRUST. My acronym I use to evaluate an opportunity or a product. And I'm sure you have had the same questions when you came into this room or when you were invited. Do I trust this? What is this about? Well, to me, there are 5 letters behind this word trust, and it helps me to categorize, to come to a conclusion if I trust what I'm going to be starting with. The T in trust for me is true. I want to be involved with true products and true company. Very simply said, but I can give you lots of examples of products which are fake in the sense that they are manufactured or not coming from nature, or just a funny way of processing which really makes it not a true product. I believe in natural products. I believe in sourced natural products that really, I believe nature knows what to do. And we know how to tap into nature to get the best out of it. And that's what I like to see in true products. And Monavie is a true product. It's also a true business behind it, because you have business people that, they think, I want to run a business, let's see what I can sell. And they start looking somewhere and they talk to companies and they try to find something to sell. This is different. This is, first, discovery was made. And then the idea was, this could be so great, I'm going to build a business around it. That is much more powerful to me. That is genuine. That's different. That is what I mean with true. And I've seen that in Monavie. R for researched. I'm a scientist. I love listening to individual stories from people that have shared their life story with me and talked about what great things this banana has done for them, or acai, or this or that. Lovely. As a scientist, you want to see data. You want to see independent research. You want to see facts. That's what I've always relied on, independent research. And it's not easy to do. It takes guts to do that. I've worked for companies, I've worked at universities, and it costs a lot of money and a lot of effort to really do independent clinical research. If you look online, you're going to find a lot of independent research projects and publications about acai berry, about Monavie juice, which is a testimonial of the commitment that the company has and the business people behind it have to invest in that research, to not just sell snake oil, but really invest and establish the effectiveness in independent research. And I said there's great effort, and I commend them for them. Then we have the U, which is from, look at that, is from unique. Maybe I've seen some more slides on research. I'm going to say one more thing, and that's about quality control. And that's another very important thing. If you get a natural product, nature varies. Every year it can be a bit different. But when you do quality control, you have to do that to know exactly what you have in your bottle. And this is what the machine you saw is an HPLC, complicated technology, but what it does, it separates out all the molecules in a juice. And here's a graph of Monavie acai juice. And every individual peak is one antioxidant. You could say it that simple. And every batch you make, every time you go back to that rainforest and get a new batch of stuff, you're going to have to do this check, and Monavie does that. And that's why they know that every time they put it in a bottle, they have exactly the same composition of antioxidants. Very essential and very important if you want to run a business as big as Monavie. Research, we talked about that. The U from unique, very important. You are considering helping to spread the word of acai by becoming a distributor maybe, or you are a distributor. You want to be involved with something unique that you cannot find in the ASDA tomorrow. Right? That's important. Otherwise, why would you start building a business? And you can't. There are lots of patents protecting Monavie and acai juice. A lot of patents protecting its use. It is not to be found of the same quality and effectiveness anywhere else other than from you. And that makes a huge difference if you want to put your energy and effort in building a business like that. Monavie is a unique product offering with a unique ingredient that you simply cannot find anywhere else. It has to be sustainable. If I start today, it has to be there 10 years and 15 years down the line. The product has to be there, the business opportunity has to be there. If it is a sustainable opportunity, you want to invest your time and money in that because it's going to last. There is a completely natural way of getting this product. It's not, we don't rob the rainforests of these berries. It is completely differently produced. It's sustainably produced. Very important. It respects nature. Very important. The business opportunity is only going to get bigger because people believe in the fact that they need to take care of their own health. And that comes to the T from trust, which is treasured. I believe that you want to be involved with an opportunity that people want to pay money for, that people see value in. Is it treasured? And I believe so because if you see events like this, if you see other events around the world, you read the newspaper, you're going to find out that people know they're going to have to take care of themselves in a healthy manner. They're going to have to make sure they stay healthy as long as they can, not rely on pharmaceuticals all the time, or less. And they're going to have financial independence. Those two things make it an ideal combination in this type of business. So when I looked at this, when I got approached by Dell, the president of this company, to do a presentation like this, I said, do I trust this? Is it true? Yeah, it's a true product. And I believe the vision and the motivation of the people that run the company. It's research. I've done independent research looking at the published reports. It's unique. You can't find anywhere else. It's sustainable because I believe in the story building up the behind the company, that people need this type of product and realize that it has value in it. So people treasure it. True research, unique, sustainable treasure. That's why I trust Monavie. Thank you very much.